Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do a video honoring Sean Connery because if you don't know, Sean Connery, the late Sir Sean Connery, has passed away this past weekend, and I wanted to do a how many movies have I seen of his throughout the years. So I got his IMDb page up. And I'm gonna tell you which movies I've seen, which movies I haven't, and then total count them up and see how many it was. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the first movie. I'm only counting credited films, so the movies that he was credited on, I'm counting, not credited films. So let's get right into this. So, starting with the first one, No Road Back, which came out in 1957, where he played a character named Spike. I haven't seen it. Hell Drivers also came out in 1957. He has a couple of movies that came out in 1957. Hell Drivers, where he played a character named Johnny Cates. Never seen it. Action of the Tiger. Never seen it. Time Lock, where he played welder number one, so it doesn't sound like it was a big role in that movie. That was the fourth film he did in 1957. Never seen it. Another Time, Another Place in 1958. Never seen it. Darby O'Gill and the Little People in 1959. Never seen it. Also in 1959, Tarzan's Greatest Adventure. I didn't even know Sean Connery was in a Tarzan movie. I never seen it. The Frightened City in 1961. Never seen it. Operation Snafu. Never seen it. Also in 1961. In 1962, The Longest Day. Never seen it. This movie I have seen in 1962. I didn't watch it in 1962, but I've seen it in more recent years, Dr. No. Why? Because the character of James Bond is a very popular character and a character that was made popular thanks to Sean Connery. Everybody compares everybody compares every new James Bond to Sean Connery because Connery was the first to make it iconic, just like how Adam West was the first to make Batman iconic. So every actor that plays Batman after Adam West always gets compared to him. Sean Connery was no different, and one of the best Bond actors, I must say. Even I really enjoy his performance in those movies. Dr. No, not the best James Bond movie in my opinion. It's pretty outdated. A lot of the old James Bond movies are pretty outdated, but he has some ones that are still enjoyable to watch. One which I'll get to very, very soon. So let's continue with his 1963 film, which returned him to the role of James Bond, From Russia with Love. Woman of Straw came out in 1964. Never seen that one. Marnie in 1964. Never seen it. Goldfinger, a movie I have seen in 1964 because it's another Bond film. That's right, and probably the best of his Bond films, I gotta say. So moving on, The Hill came out in 1965. Never seen it. Thunderball, I have seen because it's a Bond film. So there we go. 4 Bond films. I have seen them all so far. A Fine Madness in 1966. Never seen it. Here's a 5th film I've seen of Sean Connery because it's another Bond film. You Only Live Twice in 1967. In 1968, I haven't seen this one. Shalako. Yeah. Red Tenet in 1969. Never seen it. The Molly Maguires in 1970. Never seen it. The Anderson Tapes. Never seen it in 1971. Also in 1971, another movie that I have seen, Diamonds Are Forever. Yes, I've seen all 6 Sean Connery Bond movies. There is one more Bond movie that he did. Have I seen it? We'll get to it soon. The Offense, never seen it in 1973. 1974, Zardoz, never seen it. Murder on the Orient Express in 1974, which was just recently, I think 2 years ago, in 2018, remade into directed by Kenneth Branagh. Never seen the original one. I have seen the new one though, so maybe I should check out the original one because I heard it's a little bit better. Moving on, The Terrorists. Never seen it. In 1975, The Wind and the Lion. Never seen it. The Man Who Would Be King. Heard of it, but never seen it. In 1976, he played Robin Hood in Robin and Marian. I never seen it, and I am surprised that I never knew about Sean Connery playing Robin Hood. Moving on, in 1976, The Next Man. Never seen it. 1977, he did a movie called A Bridge Too Far. I think I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. The Great Train Robbery in 1978. Never seen it. Meteor in 1979. Never seen it. Cuba in 1979. Never seen it. 1981, Outland. Never seen it. Time Bandits in 1981. Never saw it. Wrong is Right, 1982. In 1982, Wrong is Right. Never seen it. 5 Days, One Summer, 1982. Never seen it. Here's another Bond film in 1983. Never Say Never Again. This is the only Sean Connery Bond film that I haven't seen, and it's mostly because this is a remake of an earlier film that he did, Thunderball. So I've always been hesitant to check out this one because it's a remake of a movie that he had already done. So I'm like, why are they remaking a movie with him still in it? I should check it out because he's a great Bond, but at the same time, I'm hesitant because it's not an official Bond movie. It came out the same year as Octopussy, which starred Roger Moore, and Roger Moore, that one did better and got better reviews. I don't know. I'm scared to check out Never Say Never Again. Maybe after this I will eventually. So I don't know. We'll see. One day. It's sitting on my shelf for years. I have it on DVD. Just never got around to seeing it. Just because I'm like, why did I buy this when he already did this movie? Just with a different group of actors that are surrounded by him. I don't know. In 1984, he did a movie called Sword of the Valiant, The Legend of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Never seen it. In 1986, he did a classic called Highlander. I'm going to be honest, I've heard great things about the first Highlander movie. Never seen it. And I know my mom has seen it. I just never bothered to watch it. And maybe I should, because it's a movie that I hear come up once in a while with very older, not very older, older movie fans who have seen it around that, older fans than me. So maybe I should check it out one day. The Name of Rose in 1986, never seen it. The Untouchables in 1987, I never seen it. The Presidio? I don't know what that is. 1988, never seen it. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in 1989. I have seen it. I love this movie. It's probably my favorite Sean Connery movie, mostly because I love Indiana Jones. And this one is my favorite, mostly because I do love the interaction between Sean Connery and Harrison Ford. I think their on-screen chemistry together as father and son is perfection. And I was sad that he didn't come back for for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but I'm pretty sure he read that script and was like, I'm good. So moving on, Family Business in 1989, never seen it. This one might surprise people. In 1990, he did a movie called The Hunt for Red October, which is based off those Jack Ryan books, and they've made movies. Two with Harrison Ford, one with Ben Affleck, and one with Chris Pine. And they have a Jack Ryan TV series with what's his name? I forgot what his name is, and it's bothering me because I can see the face. I just forgot. John Krasinski. That's it. I knew I was gonna remember. Yeah, Alec Baldwin played him in The Hunt for Red October, but yes, Sean Connery is in that movie as well. I seen this movie once on a plane, and I was bored. Moving on, The Russia House in 1990. Never seen it. Just like the first Highlander movie, I never seen Highlander 2, The Quickening in 1991. Medicine Man in 1992. Never seen it. Rising Sun in 1993, never seen it. A Good Man in Africa, never seen it. Just Cause in 1995, never seen it. First Night, I think I remember trailers, never seen the movie. Dragonheart in 1996. Yes, I have seen this movie, and I consider it an underrated classic. People might remember this movie more for the score, because they used this score in a lot of trailers, specifically back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They used the score a lot. I remember hearing it in a lot of trailers. He was the voice of the dragon in that film. It also starred Dennis Quaid as the main character. You could say Sean Connery was more as the secondary character, because the dragon also played a very important part in the movie, because he was the last dragon to be alive. Spoiler alert to anyone that hasn't seen it, but I totally recommend it. Go see Dragonheart. He is perfect as the voice of the dragon, because he has an iconic voice to begin with. When you think about iconic voices, I put Sean Connery up there with actors like Liam Neeson and Morgan Freeman. They have such iconic voices. It's difficult to miss who they are. Moving on, I have The Rock in 1996. Never seen this one, but heard how great it is. I'm just hesitant to watch it because it's a Michael Bay film. But a lot of people say it's probably Michael Bay's best. So maybe one day I will get on it. The Avengers in 1998. I have seen this one once, back a long time ago. And no, it's not the Avengers, Marvel's Avengers. This is a different Avengers based off an old TV show, if I remember correctly. This movie also starred Ralph Fiennes, I think, and Uma Thurman. Considering that I don't remember anything about it, but I know I've seen it, I guess that shows how memorable it was. But I'm sure Sean Connery was great, because he's always fantastic in everything he's in. Also in 1998, Playing by Heart, never seen it. Entrapment in 1999, never seen it. Finding Forrester in 2000. I should have seen this one because I've heard great things about it. But look, back in the 90s and early 2000s, that's when I was slowly becoming a huge fan of films and wanting to watch things religiously. But I was sticking more to like the blockbusters, and Finding Forrester, I believe, might have been Academy nominated type of movie. I don't remember now, but yeah, I didn't get around to seeing it. This movie I have seen, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I went to go see it in the theaters. It was Sean Connery's last movie. It made him quit acting because he didn't get along with the director, and sucks because it was sad to lose such a great talent. I actually ended up enjoying this movie, believe it or not. I know he hated it, but I enjoyed it, and I guess that's all that counts, right? The movie didn't do great in theaters anyways. But I was looking forward to a sequel, to be honest, but whatever. Fun fact, he did pass up on Lord of the Rings to do this movie. Even I know, as much as I enjoyed The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, even I know that was a big mistake. He should have done Lord of the Rings. But then again, can you see anybody else other than Ian McKellen as Gandalf? I don't think so. So maybe it all worked out for the best on Ian McKellen's part anyways. And moving on to the final movie on this IMDb list, Sir Billy, where it was an animated film, and I'd never seen it, and the animation looks terrible. But it was probably a voice thing. Well, it is a voice thing since it's animated. The animation looks terrible, and it came out in 2012. That's probably the reason why nobody heard about it. And probably another reason it doesn't really matter, it's because he probably did it for his grandkids. Thought, you know what? I have grandkids now. Why don't I do a movie for them? And look, on that part, that's fine. His last true movie was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, one that I enjoyed, and that's all that counts. So if I rallied this all up right, I think I've seen 11 of these, of Sean Connery's films out of the 60-something movies he has done throughout the years. Look, that's a handful, yes, but a very effective handful because obviously I really like Sean Connery as an actor on the films that I've seen him in. As I said, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, one of my all-time favorites. I do think he is one of the best Bonds. My favorite Bond personally is Daniel Craig, but that's because of the era I grew up learning about Bond and enjoying Bond. My first Bond movie that I started paying close attention to. I did see the Pierce Brosnan ones, but Casino Royale was the first one that I was like, holy shit, I can't wait to see this. But I have gone back and rewatched all the Bond movies, and yes, I do see why Sean Connery is one of the best. Dragonheart, again, another great one that I really enjoyed. And even the ones that that weren't great, like, I can't remember the Avengers. The 2000 the 1998 Avengers movie, not related to Marvel. I can't remember that movie, but I'm guaranteeing he was not the problem in that movie. So, with that being said, guys, list down your movies that you have seen of Sean Connery throughout the years. Have you seen more than me or less than me? Do you recommend any of these movies for me to check out? Because believe me, I do pay attention to those comments, and I will check them out if you guys say, hey, David, this is definitely one you got to check out. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, take care.